So we had another little internal work session last night to talk about this area again, because Serge is pretty adamant that this area could be really cool if we try and do the daylighting thing like he was talking about.
Mhm.
And so we talked through that again with them as a way to open up this to the field, and B, shift some of this programming around just slightly in order to get more open, flexible space back here. Because this is a free batting zone. So we're concepting this as kind of like an open, flexible use space because it's only free batting during game time. So if this whole dugout has the potential to be like opened up to the corridor and maybe rented out off season, and then we're thinking the same thing for the players' lounge. Like if we built that out almost like an extension of the dugout, and so you had like views to the field similar to the sideline suite. And then this area too, we're looking at maybe as a potential revenue thing, providing access from the home plate club, and the space could be rented out also. This is not used during game time, the player lounge. It's just this facility here. So, kind of what we're thinking about.
What does focus space mean?
So we were also playing around with the idea of ways that we can, if it doesn't happen inside the locker room, ways that we can incorporate kind of these focus areas and more restorative spaces, maybe as breakout spaces from the locker room. So right now this is just storage all through here. So maybe taking half of the storage since you already have access and making this like a maybe it would have beds or fold out chairs or something in here that players could go in and just like get in a good headspace before going to the
Oh,
game.
okay.
So either this would be this area here or potentially maybe using part of this corridor as a temporary space. We're basically just going through the whole clubhouse since we can't move programming and figure out ways that we can make some of these spaces more flexible.
Okay, good.
So that's that.
Vote on your port side, Patrick.
It's a sub other port side.
So, Amanda, I did get your email about render assistance requests.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to jump in there yet. I don't know exactly what you're alluding to. We do have some time next week.
Okay.
And then I spent some of the morning talking with Ryan.
Mhm.
We're going to have to jump in on your other project, the Performance Center, because evidently there's 17 renderings that need to be done before the end of the month. So,
Okay.
um,
Well, if you do not have time for Hokkaido, please tell me because I'm not even 100% confident that we need to use you guys for this right now because we're not even doing full-on renderings for spaces, like an entire space like we did before. We're talking about just showing like little vignettes for the time being just to get some concept across. And then Obayashi will show full renderings for their spaces for the time being until we have a chance to further develop our portion of the design. So.
gotcha. Okay. Well, let's talk this afternoon.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Ms. Cagle.
Yes.
When does the package go out? Friday?
This Friday. Yeah. Pins down is today. So. We're pretty much already there though. So.
Oh, good. Okay.
We're just checking and rechecking and doing the overlay. So Manhattan doesn't call us out for new information.
And you've still got your furniture package to do for
Oh yeah.
U of A?
Yeah, I about have all the specs together. Now I just have to format it with the whatever publisher booklet and get the front end together.
Okay.
And then I'll send it off.
Ashton,
Hi.
what's happening?
We had
In
a
the dining
call with
room.
Colts yesterday. It went pretty well. Katie can attest to this, but it seems like they want to move forward at least in one video boards, and then they talked about concessions and including something with John Sergi in there. But they still need to go to the city, and we have another meeting next week with them.
Okay, good.
And I've been working on some Hokkaido seat studies and hoping to wrap up that portion of that. But now they want to change railings again.
They do?
Yep.
Oh. The glass? No, probably not glass.
No. This is like, first they didn't want anything down the middle, and then we told them, hey, you should probably have railings down the middle. And they're like, okay, we'll do railings down the middle. And they're like, what about the side? And we're like, no, you should probably have railings down the middle. And now they're going back to the side.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Yep.
I'm sure the codes there are different, but I don't know if everyone's aware of all the railing issues that we've had on the last couple of TCU, Dickies, and Rangers.
Did we have issues at TCU?
Yeah, that's what we heard from Nick and Anise. That it was the same, whatever magic exemption people assumed we had, didn't fly in Fort Worth or Arlington, and I guess it's happened in other areas. Certain bold people just keep using it.
Oh,
Do you know what that issue was?
And it had to do with ADA and extensions, like extending
Oh.
the key loop at the end, the 12 inches,
I remember that. Okay.
because then it
doesn't have
gets in the
ADA.
way specifically at like suites, at suite tubs and stuff.
wow. Because we like to just do the loopy one that goes from one tread to the other tread.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Uh,
no,
It's a guide sheet issue, so check the guide sheet if it gets issued.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. If this is Hokkaido specific, it may be a whole different thing, but just be aware we've run into a lot of issues with whatever our standards have been.
Sounds good.
Katie Mayo.
Hi. Yeah, like Ashton said, we had a call with the Colts yesterday that went well. We're going to present our final deliverable because Loge hasn't technically finished their portion of that, which was issued on the 16th to them. I think it's next Wednesday now. So I think that's set up to be about a 3-hour meeting just to go through well, I think it's less about the design because they're so familiar with it already and more about the ROI and all that stuff that Loge and Manhattan have, or sorry, not Manhattan, Hunt have been working on for them.
Okay.
And then the assumption is based on that meeting, the Colts will begin to prioritize their kind of wish list, and then we'll help them figure out how that would maybe phase out in a construction way. So there's a lot of like that kind of stuff to get through with them. But it sounds like the John Sergi portion that Ashton mentioned would be that's out of the scope we've already done. So that would be a completely different additional service. So just extra work, not something we'd even looked at yet. So that's good.
And to add on that, they said that they had a lot of seats coming up next season, so they were really interested in getting some things nailed down right now because they have all those seats coming up for renewals.
Oh,
So the concession part they mentioned is all the GA concessions in the building, having that kind of reconceptualized and bringing in John Sergi to help with that. So,
okay.
Yep.
Cool.
and then Barry has been helping me on some LA stuff, and she's also been helping us now on the Cowboys carpeting. She's found some really, really nice stuff that we can show the client.
So we can probably deliver next week.
I think so. That's what it sounds like. They've been pretty good. It's just some of the custom color things we're asking for now that we kind of have to give a little time to. But other than that, I've got a big old plaster submittal I'm trying to get through as well on LA. So,
Okay. And you saw Tyler's all settled down.
we just played tennis on this one, don't we? I answer the
Yeah.
email, then I'm too mad, so you you answer the response, and then you're too mad, and so I answer the next one.
Well, yeah, when he started his response to Katie, I dissected your email into separate parts. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know. I had to. I just closed my laptop. Not today. It's not gonna ruin my evening.
So.
Yep.
Patrick,
Patrick, you.
when you're not skiing or tubing or whatever you're doing, how's it going?
It's going good.
Look at Dave's background.
It's going good. Kevin Suter reached out to me yesterday, and he's hoping to get some stuff started on AAC.
Oh wow. Excellent.
Yeah. Not much else. Performance venue, I'm trying to fix that model also.
So what's wrong with the model?
There's problems with it posting up on BIM 360.
Oh God. Okay.
So that'll be resolved for Monday, worst case. Munzer and Michelle have been helping me out. And we've got it down to a model that I can work with and do some tests on.
Okay.
And then we'll get it posted. But before we do the switch out, I'll let you and Kelsey and Ahmad know.
Okay. Has Ahmad reached out to you at all today about giving us a walkthrough of BIM 360 again?
Yeah, I did see a glimpse of that. Is that something you want?
Yeah. So I guess I'm a little confused with what he had done for the review set that he was supposed to put together.
Right.
Because I think it needs to be a separate set than just the construction documents, because I don't want the markups tied to just the regular sheet view. So it probably needs to be a set in and of itself, if that makes sense.
Well, you know that the markups don't print, right?
No, I know, but I don't know.
That's what I'm getting at, is that it just comes down to one set that's there, and then your markups can keep carrying through.
Okay.
But they could still print a sheet if they needed to.
Yep, they can just turn off all markups.
So there's not like a separate, like, we wouldn't be able to go into BIM 360 and click on like addendum 40 finish review set and have the markups be there. They would just tie to the regular sheet view.
We could make an entirely different set if that's what you want.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it either way.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, let me think through that for just a second, because Ryan had originally mentioned this as a Bluebeam Studio session. Okay. Alright.
One of the advantages is, keep in mind that there's all the concerns with the Bluebeam licensing.
Yeah, that's true.
And at least this gives you something that you wouldn't have to worry about that at all.
Is the licensing an issue with Studio?
With Bluebeam, it is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if too many people get on.
Okay.
And then the other concern is going to be with sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have time this afternoon?
Yes, ma'am, I'll make some time. I'll get us to get into shore.
He's gonna have to port at some point.
Alrighty.
Well, remember, you can't get into Fort Lauderdale. Patrick. They
Yeah,
won't.
no, they won't allow us in there, so.
I'd like to. Can you include me in that? Because I'd just like to keep my skills honed.
Yeah, and I may see if Ryan has time to, just so we can walk him through it and make sure that that's the best thing for everybody. If that's okay with you. Cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I've been on. I've been trying to talk. I just forgot I was on mute.
Cool. Did you hear a conversation with Patrick?
I heard. I mean, I started hearing when you just mentioned whether we're doing a movie and whether you want to do it on 360 or not.
Yeah, so I basically just raised the same concerns that I had highlighted to you earlier with the difference between BIM 360, just the regular sheet view versus having a whole inclusive set where we can kind of keep our markups in one place. So
Gotcha.
we're going to talk through it later, I think.
Yeah, Patrick, I did reach out to you before lunch. I'm not sure if you saw that one. Okay.
Patrick, you're going to send out a Teams meeting invite. Okay, that means yes.
Sure, absolutely. I'll get that taken care of.
Okay. So I did email Brian yesterday about personnel stuff, Loretta, Alex, Carmel, but not a peep. So
Sounds about right.
but that's Katie, that's why I asked if Brian had been on your call, because I haven't heard from him since the first week we were working from home.
He was on it. He didn't really say a lot, but he was there and Cheryl was there. But he didn't call into the client meeting. He just did the internal one we had at 1. But he said he was. I think he was hopping on an alliance call though at 1:30 with Greg and Robert.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what happened, like right, because he abruptly just kind of got off, and then Greg and everybody had to get off too. So yeah, I don't know.
All right.
That's the first time I've seen him too.
Okay.
I feel like in a long time. But what is time anymore? Could have been yesterday. Could have been the day before. I'm not really sure anymore.
Yeah.
Patrick, what time are you establishing our call? Or our meeting, or whatever?
You guys tell me what time you want to do it.
Are you just going through just the basics of BIM 360?
Markup, I believe.
It's markups and, if you want to set up folders or not.
Do you guys mind if I listen as well? Because I've not actually worked in it before.
Not at all.
My
Cool.
calendar's open.
Yeah, mine
Yeah,
too.
same.
Okay, how about 4 o'clock?
Sure.
Or,
Just before happy hour?
Mark's got to put in his meatloaf.
no, there's leftovers too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that works. It's also Kelsey's birthday today, guys.
It
Oh
is?
my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You need the perfect birthday present.
Should we ambush her with a Zoom call?
Just invite her in.
Yeah, can we loop her in here?
No. But my
Can't you just
Facebook
hit
told me it
invite?
was her birthday today.
Invite?
Yeah.
I know you can on Teams. Can you on Zoom?
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check this because it's gonna be really embarrassing if I'm wrong. Nope, it's her birthday. Facebook says it's her birthday today.
Oh, it says she's been away for an hour on Zoom though.
No.
Like she's taking an extra long lunch on her birthday.
Probably had to make a site visit to Kevin Taylor's house for some field measurements.
Yeah. So 4 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything else.
Me neither.
Okay.
Well,
All
see you
right.
guys
Be
tomorrow.
good. Be safe on the water, Patrick.
You don't
Wear
have all
life
the.
vest.
He doesn't have the appropriate safety gear.
I
No.
know.
Not.
He actually is very careless.
Looks like it already has scarfing.
Oh, and he's gone. Okay.
So 4 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything else.